I have been training for my first ultramarathon for the last few months. Barring any coronavirus cancellations, I will be racing in the JFK 50-mile ultramarathon in late November, and I could not be more excited because I've never gotten through even a marathon training program before. My training program for this particular marathon, ultramarathon, has been almost non-existent because I was afraid to get injured. But recently, I was able to get through a training marathon, and then even more recently, I was able to do a 30-mile run, which is the longest run I've ever been able to do. In this video, I am going to take you guys through my nutrition, how I felt, what I think went well, what I thought could have gone better, and just my overall review of running 30 miles.
That girl looked like a girl I matched with on Hinge.
So overall, I think the run was actually pretty successful. For the first 26 miles, I was able to maintain a 7:30 pace on average. Last four, I dropped significantly. We'll talk a little bit more about that. I ended up averaging 7-minute and 50-second miles for the entirety of the run, so I really dropped off on those last 4 miles for a number of reasons, I think. First one being I didn't plan the route particularly well. So the route was basically just along the Pacific Ocean. It was an out and back, but it did end up with me climbing about 700 feet out of an 800 feet total climb. So that was not an ideal situation. I would say if you're going to do, climbing in this, I would either front load the climbing or, have it dispersed throughout pretty evenly. Definitely do not save it all for the end like I did, unless you just love pain and misery and almost not completing the run, because that's what happened to me. It was not enjoyable for that last 4 miles. I was in significant and severe pain. Nutritionally, I think I did okay. Quite frankly, I don't know a ton about this topic, so I'm not going to sit here and lecture you on how many calories you should be taking in per hour, because I'm not great at it yet either. I'm very much just testing and seeing what works and adjusting so that on race day I can make sure that I have everything I need there. I probably wasn't eating enough calories retrospectively, and I also wasn't carrying enough water and electrolytes and stuff like that. So to solve things in the future, I have gotten some new electrolytes that I'm going to be using. And I do think I have my nutrition relatively well figured out at this point. Even with the food I brought, I did have a couple of snafus along the way.
Stop in for a quick snack break. Not what you want to do. I was totally going to return this too.
So yeah, not ideal to have your banana explode in the back of your backpack. Definitely not something you want to see. So what I was carrying, I had 2 bananas, a liter of water, and 3 kashi bars. The kashi bars for me really went down easily, as did the bananas, so those are things I will probably stick with, but I will be bringing more in the future because I did not feel like I had enough. I pretty much knew I was going to have to stop and get more water somewhere. I don't think a liter was going to last me for a 30-mile run in Southern California. It was like mid-80s, so it definitely wasn't going to last me. That's very annoying. I would say carry as much water as you need if that's possible. It's better to have the weight than it is to stop every, 10, 15 miles or whatever, to stop at a gas station and get a Gatorade or whatever. It's just annoying. So just carry what you need with you. I know weight annoys a lot of people, but it does not annoy me. What annoys me a lot more is getting out of a rhythm that I was in, like a solid rhythm, just because I need to stop and get water. That is far more annoying to me than carrying a couple extra pounds on my back. That does not bother me at all. Stop if you need to. Make sure you're not just running through because you don't want to stop. Because the same thing that happened to me will happen to you. You'll end up in your last 4 miles just totally bonking. So don't let that happen to you. Carry the stuff you need with you, but if you forget to do that, also stop and get food.
This one's for Doozer. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole. I don't think I've ever seen this. Here's all my electrolytes. Ended up right there. I don't know. I got like 6 miles to go.
So stopping for snacks brings me to my last point. Get support if you can get it. If you can get someone to ride along with you, you are going to save a ton of time. It's going to be a lot more fun. And yeah, it's just overall a better experience completely. If you're about to die, they can call 911 for you. Isn't that nice? So bring someone along with you. If you can get a support rider, that is the best way to do it, I would say. I know it's not always easy to find people, but maybe there's people in your life who are also training for this type of thing, and you can do a little bit of a tit for tat, this for that sort of favor. I would recommend bringing someone along for support if you're doing anything more than 22 miles. Especially in hotter climates, which Southern California obviously is. You don't want to just be out there alone all by yourself all day. Because you're going to have to stop. That's what it comes down to. You're either going to have to carry 4 or 5 liters of water, or you're going to have to stop. And it sucks to have to stop, in my opinion. I think that's just not fun. So bring someone along if you can. It is so much more fun.
That was definitely the hardest thing I've ever done. I would rate it very difficult. The last 3 miles was just like, maybe even 5. It was just a nightmare. But I feel good now. I got my feet up. And just, I hope I don't get injured off of it. See you guys later.
So that's my little review / experience / general gripes about running 30 miles for the first time. I hope this was helpful to you guys. I know it's not super scientific, but this is just more to remind myself where I was, and hopefully in a year I can watch this and I'm like, man, I can't believe that idiot was doing that stuff. There are 100 other better things that I do now. You can check out my route on Strava. I will leave the link below, and follow me on there. I don't really use it a ton except to upload runs, but if you want to see what I'm doing, you can definitely do that on there. Thanks for watching, you guys. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, but if you don't subscribe, I hope you see me in the browse feature. Bye!